told him, you fucking touch me, I'll shoot you with one of the guns that carry the CO2. And he's like, no, you won't. So, I went and found that gun, and I shot him right in the fucking foot. And I'm like, you want to test me? And, he steps one step closer, and I shoot him in the thigh. I'm like, you come any closer, I will shoot you in the dick. And after that, he kind of, knew his place.
You are crazy.
I ain't been this high on Perkins in a long time. I ain't been this high on Perkins in a long time. I took 2 30s and a half of a third one. I feel like I can see everything with my third eye. Feel like I'm floating, see the world from a bird's eye view.
So, there's one Christmas which I really think is fucked up about my parents in Idaho, Julie and Victor. One Christmas they got my little brother and my sister an Xbox One X. And all I get for Christmas is a fucking snow globe.
A snow globe?
Snow globe.
Oh my god, that's...
And she was like, this snow globe was more expensive than those Xboxes. I'm like, Mom, I looked this up on the internet and it was like $40. Those Xboxes are like $360.
Yeah.
Going up to $400.
Jesus Christ. That's fucking...
You have a snow globe. Oh, thank you. I'll just add it to the collection. Because I really do like snow globes and stuff. But you bought something that was almost like $2,000 to $3,000 for them, but you just here's a snow globe. Where's the love? I mean, a snow globe and shampoo and some socks and underwear. Are you saying I smell like shit or something?
Sending a secret message.
Right. But yeah. What was the topic that we were going to talk about?
Okay, so we can start off with probably the parenting.
Parenting?
That'd be good.
Right. I think parents honestly need to start being more aware in actions of what their kids are doing. For the simple fact, like me, I mean, I was adopted, and the parents that I was adopted to, they were all good and shit, but
Doesn't sound like it.
They weren't. When I was about 8 years old, and my mom Julie was heavily into drugs, and I was sexually assaulted by her boyfriend at that time. And I was bleeding where no one should be bleeding at that age, or bleeding in general. And
yeah, that's absolutely fucked up.
It is. And I told my mom, hey Mom, he touched me here and it hurts and it's bleeding. And she basically looked at me with, I guess what you could say is a drugged face, because back then I wouldn't know what it looked like, but now I know what it looks like. And she just don't fucking lie, no one likes a fucking liar. I'm like, but I am 8 years old. I mean, looking back, if I could say this when I was back then, but I'm 8 years old. Why would I lie about something I don't even know about?
Exactly, yeah. How the fuck would an 8-year-old know what happens?
And I'm shitting blood, and you're like, Mom, why is my poop red? And she's just like, you probably ate something with red food dye or something.
Oh my god.
You don't shit red food dye.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, that's just absolutely disgusting.
Just growing up with them, Victor, I think I was about, when Julie got with Victor, I think I was about 10 or 11. He was really into drinking, and don't get me wrong, I don't see anything wrong with drinking, but I think drinking excessively is a problem.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a big difference between alcoholic and somebody who drinks,
I mean, he used to, I don't know what they were big cans like that he'd get.
Yeah, the 12%. Yeah, those will fuck you up.
Yeah, and he's just and when he's drinking, I don't like to be around him for the simple fact that he beat on my mom, he beat on my sister, and he beat on me. And it's really fucked up. And when I mean beat, it was not with a hand or anything. It was basically anything that he could reach, like a dog cable. I mean, sometimes I couldn't even go to school because of it, because I had welts in my back, to the point where they were bleeding, and I just couldn't go to school. I almost got held back.
Right.
And, like, I didn't want to tell anyone because, like, you know, I didn't know what would happen if I got back home. Like, there have been so many times that I've ran away from home that I just didn't want to be there for the fact that I don't know what Victor would do. Like, you know, I don't know if I was going to be dead the next day or something like that. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't like to sleep, is because when I sleep, it just brings memories back of, like, you know, am I going to wake up the next day? Am I going to be hurt?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, parents need to be more aware of what the fucking situation is, and then instead of, you know, like, yes, I understand you're with this man and you like him and shit, but, like, you need to be more focused on your kids than the person you're with. Just because the person that you're with
100%.
loves you and this and that, you should also watch the way how he treats your kids, because parents should be kids first.
100%, yeah.
And I really didn't feel that with Julie or Victor. And like I said, like a month ago before I came up here, I had an argument with my mom on Facebook. Like, she was publicly humiliating me, like, downgrading me and my friends. I was like, you can downgrade my friends, but... I mean, you can downgrade my friends, but you can downgrade me. Just leave them the fuck out of our shit. And when you can pull your head out of your ass and, like, act like a civil human being, come talk to me. But, like, ever since then, it's like... It's been so long since I've heard from Julie. I don't know what she sounds like or looks like.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, even though that you adopted me and shit, you should still keep in touch with me.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like a month, I thought, was how long you've been here. So, like, was there time when you were still in Idaho that you weren't living with her?
No, like, I was living with my partner at the time. Like, I've been living with my partner. Like, I have not been anywhere around Julie in her facility. Like...
For how long?
I would probably... basically my whole life since I was, like, 4... No, not 4. I was with my mom and Julie when... I forgot the age what I said, but at that age. But then, like, a couple years after that, she basically had 2 kids of her own, and basically was like, you know, you ain't shit to me, like, you ain't my blood. She basically gave me to her parents, which are John and Debbie, which I consider my grandparents.
Okay.
And my grandparents are really narcissistic, meaning, like, they're really strict. Like, if I want to go out and hang out with friends, it's like, oh, you need to be here this time. Like, if you're not here at 8:30, you won't be able to go hang out with your friends for the next month or, like, next week. It's like, but that's not fair.
That's fucking retarded.
It is.
What age were you adopted? Like, was it, like, really young?
I was still an infant. Like, I'd have to say, like, maybe 3 months old or something.
Okay,
no, not 3 months. Like, maybe a year at most.
Was there actually a point where you, like, they told you you're adopted? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, they did tell me I was adopted, and I was like, I mean, when they told me that, like, just everything clicked in my head. Like, holy shit, everything makes a lot more sense. Like, you don't fucking like me. Why everybody's so distant with me and stuff.
Right.
I was 7 at the time, but we went to Roaring Springs in Blackfoot, Idaho. Well, it's not in Blackfoot, but it's in Idaho, Boise, Idaho. And that's where I met my birth mom for the first time, and I did not know her. Like, I didn't know I had, like, I thought at that point that Julie was my real mom and stuff.
Right.
And so, like, I didn't know about her. Like, she was hugging me and stuff, and, like, you know, I was like, why are you hugging me and stuff? Like, it's weird. Like, I don't even know you, and you're just hugging me for no reason.
Yeah.
And I told my birth mom about this, and she was like, you know, that makes sense why you're, like, really not hugging me back and, you know, like, really, like, kind of get away from me and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said, though, Julie and Victor are, like, people I do not like. And, like I said, it's just my childhood was really shitty because of them.
Right, right.
And, like I said, for me, like, parenting, I think, is number one key. You need to watch your kids and see their actions. For the simple fact, you know, Julie wasn't really paying attention to me, and I got to the point where I got really depressed, where I started cutting myself, which I know that is not okay. Like, I mean, that means there's something seriously fucked up, and no one's, like, paying attention to you.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, did I do it for attention? I mean, yes, I did it for attention, but not for the... And I know doing that shit's like, you shouldn't be cutting yourself for attention. Like,
but at the end of the day, like, I mean, obviously you still shouldn't do it, but I'm saying it's that there's a reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna put someone down because they
Right.
do it for attention. But yeah, but I know what you mean. Like, it's still not healthy
Right.
by any means.
But did I get attention? I mean, I got attention, but not the kind of attention I wanted. Like, what the fuck, you trying to kill yourself? Like, I'm not trying to kill myself. I just want someone to know that I exist and I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but at this point, you guys, like, walk over me like I'm a fucking ghost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not okay. Kids nowadays kill themselves because of people not acknowledging that they're here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I was one of those kids that wanted to kill myself and shit. But then, it's like, I'm just going to better myself. I'm going to be better than the people that raised me.
Yeah.
And, like, for example, when I grow up and I have kids of my own, I'm not going to beat the shit out of them with an extension cord or keel or anything in my reach. Yeah, if they do something, like, wrong and, and they shouldn't have, yeah, I'm going to give them a swat in the ass and I'm probably like, ow, that hurt. I'm not going to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not excessively going to fucking hit them until it's right through their brain and, they can't go to school.
Yeah, exactly. That's different level. It's like completely fucked up.
It is. And I don't think any kid should go through that. And I know there are kids out there that go through that.
Mm-hmm. Is there any, like, advice you would have for a kid in that same spot? Like looking back, what would you tell them? Like, what would you tell your old self to do?
I honestly, like, I would tell them, stay strong. There are people out there that are willing to help you, but those people that are willing to help you, you need to reach out to them because, there may be signs and stuff, but, there are also people that do things to get attention in the wrong ways.
Right.
But like I said, I would tell my younger self, hold on. I mean, there are people out there that are willing to help you. Like today, I met you and a couple other friends, and
mm-hmm.
you've helped me a lot. Like, I've vented to you about stuff. For instance, like, people that listen, like you're listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this helps me a lot. Like, just venting and letting things out brings my stress level way down.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
Like, I feel a lot better talking about this stuff because I feel like bottling this stuff up will make you do stupid shit. And when I say stupid shit, I mean cutting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And something recently that I've started to do is that I've been putting my emotions into songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 2 songs. I have one that is called Dark Thoughts and another one that I just made today that is What I Feel. And they are on SoundCloud.
Link in bio.
But yeah, like, I couldn't finish my other song because this app wasn't working. But like I said, I know the people that are out there. I know how you're feeling. Like, I've been there. I can't say that 100%. Like, I know I have been there, but, like, I don't know what you're currently going through right now.
Right.
But just know, like, reaching out to someone that, like, even a friend, like, someone that you like, it doesn't have to be a family member, because I tried reaching out to a family member and it didn't really work out. They just told me, you're full of shit. Why would you do this and stuff? It's like, well, I did this because this is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like nobody cares about me and nobody's listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically just, weren't listening to me anymore. And so I reached out to one of my best friends, and that night we talked on the phone for 8 hours.
Damn.
And he was just, like, listening to me vent and shit. And eventually, between those 8 hours, he came over and picked me up and said, you're not going to go back for the night or the week. And we just, like, hung out and stuff, and, like...
That's awesome.
It was really fucking cool. And
yeah.
Like I said, and when my best friend brought me back to the house, he said a lot of shit to my grandparents and my mom. He was like, you guys don't deserve this kid. This kid has gone through shit, and you guys just don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was in school, my grandparents and I'd come back with F's on some of my paper, of my homework, and shit we do in school.
Yeah.
She'd be like, you're failing, you're never gonna succeed, you're never gonna graduate, and shit like that. I'm like, it may be an F, but, like, that does not mean I didn't put my effort in that.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
She's just like, you're failing, you're never gonna succeed in life, and it's just like, you saying this may make you feel better, but saying it to me makes me feel like shit. Like, I don't want to be here because of the shit you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I better off dead? Like, would you prefer me dead?
Right.
Like, and I'm not just saying that over that comment. I mean, like, there's been, like, a whole bunch of shit of my family just talking shit on me. Like, my sister in Idaho, she's like, all the girls you date are ugly as fuck, It's like, well, they may be ugly to you, but they're not to me.
Exactly.
Like, why the fuck do you always have to, like, be degrading me? Like, does everybody here, like, degrading me? Because, like, I don't feel great about myself. If that's what you want to be accomplished, I mean, good fucking job. I don't really fucking care about myself.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I guess one thing they've taught me is, like, I really don't give a shit what someone could say about me. Like, what they say about me, because, they don't fuck me, they don't feed me, they don't house me, so what you say really doesn't fucking matter.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And parents need to be aware of their kids, because, if you're not, you might lose them one day, and that guilt, I know, well, I don't know the guilt, but I have lost a couple of friends because of suicide.
Mm.
And because of, parents weren't being aware of what their kids were going through.
Yeah.
And like I said, I feel like parents should check up on their kids. Like, I haven't heard from Julie from, like, maybe 8 months now.
Damn.
And it's like, I know you're not my real mom, but, it still wouldn't fucking hurt to check up on me.
Definitely. Yeah, and if she really cared, she would want to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, like, that proves that she really never gave a fuck about me.
Mm-hmm. It's just so, like, it's so weird, like, why did they adopt a kid? You know what I mean? Like, what was the motive there?
The reason why Julie adopted me is because she was told that she couldn't have kids of her own by a doctor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I kind of make a little joke out of it. All she really needed was a little Mexican in her life, and she popped 2 kids out. But, like, ever since those 2 kids, it's...
So, was it her actual, like, having her real kids that changed her behavior, or was she already kind of bad before that?
She wasn't bad before that. I mean, she was when she was on drugs and stuff. But, like, when she started to getting clean and stuff, like, we would do things together, It's like, we do everything together. But, like, when she had 2 kids of her own, and plus Victor's older daughter, Nevaeh, they really did things together and stuff. But, like, when she had 2 kids of her own, like, it really started to show. Like, it did show a little bit, but, like, not as much as I thought it was going to show when she had 2 kids of her own.
Right.
Like, there was a time I wanted to come home to Julie's because I was tired of being in town, and I just wanted to, be with my mom. And she was like, no, I don't feel like having company over. I'm like, I'm not company. I'm your son. I should be able to come home when I want.
Yeah, that's fucked.
And she's like, I don't want you over here for the simple fact that Victor beats you. I'm like, well, if you know that he beats me, then why don't you change that and take him out of your life?
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, you're afraid that he's going to beat me, but yet you leave a 7-year-old and an infant and a 14-year-old there while you go to work. You must not be that afraid.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's one of those things where, like, it sounds like she's being nice. Oh, I don't want you to get beat, but then you're not doing anything about it.
Right. What about the 3 other kids that are there?
Yeah. And the fact that she's still with him.
Exactly.
It's just like, doesn't really show any, caring about it.
Let's see. What's that? Oh, yeah. One day on Mother's Day, Victor and Nevaeh don't do shit. Like, they'll sit on their asses, do nothing. Victor drinks and sleeps all day and smokes. And so does my sister, and so does my mom. Julie and Nevaeh, they smoke. Julie doesn't drink. She doesn't believe in drinking, but, I mean, she believes in smoking weed. I mean, what's the difference? They're both a fucking drug.
At the end of the day, they're both problems.
Exactly. One day, on one Mother's Day, I was trying to get everything like clean and shit before Julie got home, so she wouldn't have to, like clean the house or something like that. I was vacuuming, I did the dishes, I cleaned the tabletop countertops, I wiped down the TV and stuff, and, like, the one thing I forgot was to vacuum. And when she gets home, she drags me by my hair out to the living room and tells me, "Why the fuck didn't you vacuum?" I was like, there's two other fucking lazy ass people in here, they can vacuum too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you weren't here all day, you didn't see all the fucking work I did.
Yeah. And like the actual fact that you still wanted to do those things,
right?
Like even with her treating you so badly is like it's like incredible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, what type of emotion is that like you actually that you wanted to clean up? Like what was that feeling like? Like what was?
It was more of a fear of, like, if I don't do it. I mean, like, I wanted to do it for the simple fact that it was Mother's Day and it was a nice gesture, but on the other hand, I had to do it because I didn't want to get whipped with a cable or an extension cord.
Right. Okay, so it is more like a fear.
Yeah, it's like a fear factor, but like in all reality, I just wanted to do something nice for my mom.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I still got my ass fucking grabbed by my fucking hair and dragged out to the living room. Although I did smack Julie really fucking hard after she let go of my hair because, I was like, don't grab me by my fucking hair.
Mm-hmm.
It fucking hurt. It was like maybe a 2-minute drag, but still.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how long it is.
Yeah. And, after I fucking smacked her, she chased me around our 2.5-acre yard for like an hour and a half with a fucking frying pan.
Jesus Christ.
And it's like, I try to do something nice. It's not nice enough. It's just like, what is it that you want me to do that'll make you happy?
Right. Because what it sounds like is that there isn't anything that you could do.
Exactly. So we had a little bunny. It was my grandma's bunny. Its name was Bun Bun. It was white. It wasn't my responsibility to take care of it. It was my sister's. But, my sister's not really responsible, so, I was taking care of it and stuff. And there was a week I was not there, and it was really fucking hot in Idaho. I think it was like 108 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And Nevaeh took the bunny outside, and the bunny was outside for the whole last week that I was gone. Wasn't fed, wasn't watered, wasn't anything. And I get back the next week, and I got whipped with an extension cord for 8 minutes because that bunny was dead.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's never an excuse for that. Like, for them doing it, not for you, not for the rabbit.
Right. I mean, like, I didn't take the bunny out. I wasn't here, so, like, you can't blame this on me.
Mm-hmm.
But, they did it anyways. And
yeah.
I just think it's bullshit. There was one point in my life that I, like, realized that it's like, I can't stand up for myself. And so I started doing that. It was right after my Beat incidents. The headphones by Beats by Dre. They were $150 a piece. I had $150 headphones on, just listening to music and shit. And Victor comes to my room and takes them off my head and snaps them. And he's like, what was that for? He's like, 'cause I can. I'm like, but these were $150. I just bought these today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, money is not cheap or it's not easy to come by.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you have to work hard for money. Like, money doesn't fall out of fucking trees. I mean, if it did, we would have better things and shit in life.
Yeah.
But I did retaliate. I did grab a screwdriver and his Suburban. I went from his taillight to his front end and scraped the shit out of his car and broke his windshield. Not his windshield, his passenger window. And he told me, what was that for? And I said, 'cause I can. And, he got upset, and I was like, well, yeah, you know how I feel now, right? You don't like that. And he's like, no, I didn't. And then I'm like, why the fuck did you scrape my headphones? It's like, that's going to cost money. I'm like, wow, you know how money works now. Obviously his car cost more. His car was more expensive, but to make a point, you have to make a point.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely justified. Yeah. Definitely. That's how I would have done.
But like, this was not the end of the Beats. Like, I bought another pair. I like one of my favorite colors is rose gold, and they were rose gold. All three of them were. So I bought another headset, and I wasn't home, but I left it there, which I shouldn't have. Dumbass part on me. I left them there, and the next time I get there, I see my sister with them, and I'm like, "Why do you have my headphones?" And she's like, "What do you mean? These are my headphones." I'm like, "No, they're not. I bought these with my money." She's like, "No, you didn't." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "My name's on it." I'm like, "Just because you put your name on it doesn't mean you bought it. Like, the box and the receipt and shit is in my room."
Yeah.
And so Victor came in and was like, why are you yelling at Nevaeh? I'm like, "Because she has my headphones." And he's like, no, she doesn't. Though I bought those for her. I'm like, "No, you didn't. Because these are the exact color of the ones that are not in my room." And so what I did, because I'm not going to let someone have $150 of something that I bought for the second fucking time. What I did is I grabbed them and I flipped them upside and I fucking broke them. Because I'm like, no one, if no one can have it, if I can't have it, no one can have it. And she got all pissed, and she brought my mom into it, and my mom had, I think she had like 4 wooden spoons in her hands, and she was doing the dishes, and she broke all 4 of those wooden spoons over my ass and my back.
Jesus Christ.
And my last pair of Beats, I basically had to keep that shit hidden. I took it with me everywhere I went, everywhere. Like, even if I had to use the bathroom, I'd take them with me, because for the simple fact of them being stolen or fucking broken. Another thing about parenting, if you know your partner is going to be a dick, don't get with that person.
100%.
For instance, Victor, he started to cross lines with me, and one day I snapped on him. Excuse me. He was coming in my room to yell at me because I shoulder checked Nevaeh, not by accident, just walking by. We bumped shoulders. He came in the room with an extension cord, and I told him, "You fucking touch me, I'll shoot you with one of the guns that carry the CO2." And he's like, "No, you won't." So I went and found that gun, and I shot him right in the fucking foot. And I'm like, "You want to test me?" And he steps one step closer, and I shoot him in the thigh. I'm like, "You come any closer, I will shoot you in the dick." And after that, he kind of knew his place, but not really.
Is that an airsoft gun, the CO2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of I guess you could say it's an airsoft gun. It's like a BB gun, but it packs a lot more power to it. Meaning, it won't kill, but it will definitely wound.
Right.
And I'm not saying to the people out there to go to that force, but if push comes to shove where you can't get out of a situation.
No, yeah, if it comes down to you're gonna get hurt if you don't retaliate, then by all means, that's, yeah. And
like I said, I wasn't supposed to have guns and shit, but at the age of 13, I don't think a 13-year-old should be shooting someone. But also, I don't think a 13-year-old should be getting the living shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
Or beat out of him.
Because if it was a random guy on the street with an extension cord trying to beat you,
right,
you're gonna shoot him.
Right?
There's no difference. You know what I mean? It shouldn't just be, well, since he's my parent, then it's different.
I should just let him beat the shit out of me, right?
Yeah, it's no, it's still someone trying to beat the shit out of you. There's no difference.
And I showed Julie these welts and stuff, and she was like, "Well, maybe you should listen to him." And it's like, well, maybe you should be a better fucking parent and dump his ass.
Yeah.
It's I know he has to take medications, and these medications are what's keeping his heart beating and shit, but and you're not here most of the day, and you don't know what the shit's going on, but yet you still don't give a fuck because you're tired. So, what I kind of responded to her was if you come home one day and he's dead, I just want you to know that it's all your fucking fault, because, I'm over here defending myself, and if I end up killing a bitch, it's not my fault, it's in self-defense.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's the weird, paradox. I think all people should have love. I feel all humans deserve love, but I feel all humans don't deserve life.
Exactly. For instance, I feel Julie should be in hell. I don't think Julie should ever have kids, for the simple fact the way I grew up, I honestly do not think she is qualified to be a parent.
No, definitely not.
I think she's more qualified to be a drill sergeant or fucking Hell's Acquaintance or something like that.
Yeah. Which drugs was she on? What type of drugs?
I would say like mostly like heroin or cocaine, something like that, because that's what I was told. Like that's what my grandma told me.
Yeah.
That she was doing shit like that. I just, like I said, being here, like I feel free. Like, you know, the other day, like we went on our drive and stuff, and like, you know, sticking my head out the window, like I felt like free. Like, you know, I have friends in Idaho that let me do stuff like that, but like, you know, it's very occasional. Like, you know, we go on drives at night and shit, and for me, like, that shit's fun. I don't usually hang out with friends a lot for the simple fact that I felt like a dog on a leash because I was so restricted by my grandparents.
Right.
But being here, I mean, I'm restricted, but like to my own restrictions.
Right.
In a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, I just think, like I said, parents need to be more aware of their kids than
100%.
Like, if that job is kicking your ass and killing you, you probably shouldn't be fucking working that job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, there's one thing that my birth mom taught me was to forgive. But that being said, I forgive them, but that doesn't mean that I won't forget.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't hold a grudge on people, but I don't forget what happened.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like, you know, like, if I did something fucked up to you, it's like, you're like, you know, I forgive you, but, like, I mean, it could ruin our friendship and shit, but, like, let's say it doesn't, but, like, you know, hey, Marcus, do you want to hang out one-on-one? No, I don't think so. Like, I really don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I could question you why, but, like, we all know what's going to be. Well, it's because you did this to me is why I don't want to hang out with you one-on-one.
Right.
And just like I said, I mean, all this shit, me talking about Julie and Victor, I mean, you would think that I would be an asshole, like, bitch of a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not, because, you know, think about this, you know, you've been treated like shit and this and that. I want to be better than that.
Right, and I have a lot of like, there for sure is a lot of honor in that. Like, I really respect that, and there's so many kids now who have had just shitty home lives, and they're still like such good people, and like that's just amazing to me how someone can pull themselves out of that and still like have the power to I actually like try and be a good human. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, to still have that mental energy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like energy in your heart even. You know what I mean?
From like being broke like that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, there was one point in my life, like, you know, I was so broke down and shit. Like, I don't know if you have to take this out for what I'm about to say.
It's fine.
But there was a point in my life where Victor actually had like a real gun, like without a CO2 cartridge and stuff, and he didn't use it on me or anything like that. I found it in his room because I like to be snoopy and I like to see what my parents, you know, do. And in that being snoopy, I did find 2 full-ass gallon bags of weed. But that wasn't my main concern. I wanted to find something to end my life. I literally sat in my room for 3 hours with that gun up to my, whatever you call this, up there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just 3 hours just listening to music, and, you know, I had to barricade my door shut. Like, I had to put my whole ass bed, like, everything in my room to keep them from not coming in. And I'm not saying just in this scenario, like, I'm meaning in other days, like, where I didn't want to be fucking bothered. I had to barricade that fucking door shut.
Yeah. Like, so like, you said it was like 3 hours you were sitting there? Mm-hmm. So, like, what thoughts stopped you from doing it? Like, what was the conclusion?
Most of my thoughts are, like, I have friends out there that really care about me. Like, my best friend, like, you know, I know for the simple fact if I did commit to it, like, you know, he would be lost. Mostly, like, there's no family involved in this because, like I said, I really had no one down there as family. Mm-hmm. It was mostly friends and shit. But it was mostly my friend group that held me back from doing it because, like I said, I mean, I know people say that they want to kill themselves. And for me, like, I say that every now and then still. But, like, it's like I don't, for the simple fact that I will lose the people that I love the most, and they will be losing someone that they love too.
Right.
And, you know, they'll be like, why did he do it? And, you know, there were so many good things that, you know, there's help out there that he could have asked for, you know, and people
Right.
would have gave it to him. For me, I just think it's like, I don't know, it's just, you gotta, in that state of mind, you just really can't let the dark side win over you, because, you know, another thing too, what I think about when I'm in that state is, you know, this is something you will, excuse me, this is something that, it's kind of humorous, but not really. This is something that you will do, that, holy fuck, this is something that if you do, you won't be able to live to regret.
Right.
But other things, like, you know, for instance, like, let's say that I hit you, I'll be able to live to regret that.
Right.
But killing yourself, you won't be able to live to regret that.
Mm-hmm. And like at that last moment where you press it, I feel like there's always gonna be that, like, oh, I did it. Like, I wish I didn't do it.
Right.
Like, or like if you're jumping off a building, when you're in the air, I bet you probably would think, shit, I didn't want to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's always that last minute, like, damn it, you know, I crossed the line, now I can't turn back.
Like, I gone too far. Like, I know I said I was going to do this, but it was more of a scare factor for someone to actually listen to what the fuck I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like I said, I'm in a better place now with friends that actually want to hear what I have to say. And I also lost a lot of friends. I used to smoke weed. I'm about a year and a half, about a year to 2 years sober from smoking
Hell yeah.
weed. I used to do it so I don't have to listen to the bickering of my grandparents or Julie fucking listening to Julie fucking fight with Victor. But the fucked up part about it, who got me all started on this, was Julie. She handed me a dab pen, which I thought was a vape, and she said, don't hit it too long. And me being a kid, it's going to be rebellious, and, you know, I hit it too long. And, you know, I do regret it because, you know, drugs are not something that kids should be doing.
Yeah.
Like, drugs kill people. And I haven't known... I'm not saying that smoking weed, you shouldn't do it. Like, you shouldn't do it regardless. Smoking weed hasn't killed anyone, but that doesn't change the fact that it can.
Mm-hmm. It definitely can affect your mind in negative ways because of the high THC.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's like 80 to 100% THC in all the shops. Like, that's just so fucking bad for you.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, and think about it. Like, I mean, as you're smoking weed, you know, that's time you could be spending with someone you care about. But, like, depending on your tolerance, like, my tolerance I got used to was, like, 2 to 3 hours. And one of my main reasons why I quit is because my little brother, he was probably, like, 4 or 5. No, he was, like, 6. He was probably around 6, around that age. I was really high off my ass, and my little brother was just, like, in front of the TV crying, and, you know, like... And I just, like, at that realization, it's like, you know, I don't know how long he's been crying there, you know, and everybody in the household is high. And I'm just like, you know, this is a fucked up situation. Second of all, why am I smoking here when there are, like, children around? And third of all, I'm not going to do it again because I don't want my little brother just to be sitting there crying. And the reason why he was crying is because he had a shitty diaper. And, like, he had a severe rash.
Yeah, it's fucked.
And that is, like, my main reason why I will never smoke again. And if anyone puts me in that position, I'll put them in their fucking place. Like, I do not like being around that shit at all. Me
either. I actually haven't smoked in, like, 10 months, I think. Which, it feels so good to be off it. Because there was a few times where I took too much and my brain was just fucked. And, like, that's why I stopped. But yeah, I don't like being around it. Like, I'm used to it now, like with other friends that smoke and stuff, but it's kind of annoying. Like, do you have to?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like
it's not a necessity to live.
Yeah, they act like it is.
Right. So when I was in Blackfoot, I had a friend that I've actually lost a lot of friends from smoking because that's how I met most of my friends is through smoking. And, you know, they tried peer pressuring me into doing it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to fucking smoke. You know? And so, and it's sad to lose friends. I mean, like, they would choose a drug over you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wow. And I thought you were my friend.
Exactly.
I had my, right before I came up here, I wanted to hang out with one of my friends before I had to come up here because, like I said, I have some really good friends down in Idaho. And, like, so don't get me wrong, I'll go down and visit, but this one in particular friend, like, he really fucked it over. I told him, hey, do you want to hang out? Because I'm going to be moving to Pennsylvania. He's like, yeah, sure. So, I start hanging out with him and stuff. And then we go to his house and stuff. And his mom and dad are, like, smoking. And I looked at him directly in the face. And I dead ass was like, why the fuck did you bring me here? I told you I do not want to be around it, near it, or smell it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this was we were like 3 hours. Like, it's a 3-hour car ride from where we were to home.
Damn.
And I looked at him and I said, fuck you, we are no longer friends, and I walked home from there.
A 3-hour car ride?
Yeah, and I walked home from that.
How long did that take?
To be honest with you, I feel like the time would double, like maybe 6 hours.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Jesus, fuck.
But, he came to try to pick me up, and I said, get the fuck away from me, I don't want to be around you. Mm-hmm. You put me in the situation that I don't want to be in. Mm-hmm. Like, the sight and smell of weed brings me straight back to the part, reached me straight back in my life when my little brother was sitting in front of the TV with a shitty diaper.
Right.
And that for me is not okay. That is something that I'd never want to see my little brother go through again.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have another asshole friend that I do not like who got me in a car crash because he thought fucking swerving was funny and shit.
Oh, that's right. I remember this.
We were going about like 70, 85 in a 60. And there were no cars on the road, but like I'm a person that like does not like fast cars. Like cars going fast.
Yeah.
But you're a different story. I like when you drive.
Appreciate it.
He was going like I said 75, 80. And he went right into a pole because he was doing a super shit. Oh, we're going to crash. We actually crashed. And I was like, you ever come near me or my fucking friends or family again, I will fucking hurt you. Mm-hmm. And like I said, that was like a 2-hour walk home.
Damn.
Well, I obviously had to stay because, the police report and shit like that.
Oh,
right. What happened,
Did you get hurt at all?
I did. I bruised my collarbone.
Mm.
Funny thing is, I've never actually broke a bone in my body.
Me either.
But yeah, I told them I don't like. People may think that I'm being excessive about this shit, but I don't think I am. I think the weed thing was like definitely crossing the line that I told you that I never want to be crossed.
Yeah. And
the car thing, you could have taken my life. Mm-hmm. Like one of our friends died in that car crash because he didn't have a seatbelt on.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh,
he
wow.
flew through the windshield.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
And that's why like I don't care who the fuck you are or how good you are at driving. I will always put my seatbelt on in the car.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like he said, he's like, I don't care if you have your seatbelt on or off. I'm like, well, I care because I want to be able to go back home and say I had a fun time. Mm. But in that case, I went home and said, hey mom, or hey grandma, I lost a friend today.
Yeah, that's terrible. It always annoys me when people like want to go fast and have fun, but then they just do not take it seriously at all.
Right, they don't. They think,
there's a clear difference between I know how to drive and like I'm
driving like an asshole.
Exactly. It's just like I don't. It's a clear line between like I'm pretty skilled at this and I trust myself and then I'm just gonna be as stupid as possible. Mm-hmm. And like it's totally different, which I don't get the motive behind that.
Right.
It's so pointless.
I had this one friend. He was a good friend and he still is, but this was like after my cousin died. My cousin died because he was in the influence of drugs and he was going 180 down a freeway and he didn't have a seatbelt on, and so he threw the windshield.
180? Mm-hmm. I don't think my car can even reach 180.
Well, that might be an exaggeration, but like he was going as fast as his car could go.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I don't want to really drive, but you know, I've come over that fear. Like, I'm trying my best to, like, I'm studying for the test for here so I can get that stuff. But anyways, this one friend, he wanted to hit triple digits with me, and I told him I would really prefer if you don't.
Yeah.
And you know, he did it anyways. And like I said, I told him, even though I feel safe with you when you're driving, I want you to take me back home.
Mm.
He took me back home, and you know, a couple of days later, he called me and said, because he didn't know about my cousin at that time.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
he called me, and he apologized and stuff like that. See, like, the maturity in that, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know about this.
Right.
But, you know, still the fact that I said, please, I don't like going fast in cars.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. Is this going to ruin our friendship? Because I really like you. You're a really good friend of mine, and I wouldn't want to lose you for the simple fact that you helped me. You let me vent to you when I need to vent the most. And I let that person vent to me one time for 10 hours.
Damn.
But, yeah, that's how I feel about parenting.
Yeah. That was a 45-minute little talk about parenting.
Holy shit.
Which is good. That's good. So after all of the trauma and stuff from childhood, like, what is your overall view on, like, reality, and is there a God? Like, because I know that since you were born into this, in, you know, very not enjoyable spot in life, like, does that affect how you see reality, and, like,
So, yeah,
why would God do this to me? You know what I mean?
right, like, I believe in him. Like, there's things I believe and don't believe. Like, I believe there are things, like, I think that he shouldn't fuck with. Like, I think love is one thing that I don't think that God should fuck with. You know, for the simple fact, like, I'm in a relationship, and right now, like, my partner's not really communicating with me, and it's really affecting me. And like I said, we used to talk a lot, and we're not talking really much anymore. And like I said, I feel like God puts people in our life and takes people out of our life for a reason. But I feel like he shouldn't do that, because, you know, like I said, I mean, I understand that it'll either make us a better person, or we'll just be that person, but sad, like, for the rest of our life, because we can't be with the one that we love the most.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think that God, like, makes things happen necessarily.
Right.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Definitely.
Like I said, I do have my beliefs. Like, when I'm really down in my beliefs, and like, I've talked to my friends and shit like that, but like, and I feel like if in those situations, and I feel like not talking to friends is gonna help, I do sit down, and like a couple nights ago, like, I sat on the grass staring at the stars, just talking to them. Like, I laid there for like 3 hours just talking to them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because I feel like if there is a God, which I there probably is. I think there is. You know, I just don't see it in the same way like that the church does.
Right.
Because like it's so cool that like he's always all around you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not just this man in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It's like God is in you too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Whoa.
Almost. What? So, is it a trans person? Your partner? Like, what are they?
Yeah, they are. He's trans female to male.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, what has that been like? Like, the actual him not talking to you, like, not the trans.
It has actually been affecting me like really bad. I have really bad separation anxiety and stuff. So like, that's not helping him not talking to me. Like,
What was the last time you saw him since he moved?
It would have to have been May 17th. No, May 18th.
Damn, yeah, that's a while. Yeah, because I think, in my opinion, the worst part of like a breakup, I know you guys haven't broken up, but like, it's not that you can't have them as your girlfriend or boyfriend, it's that you can't see them. It's like, damn, I haven't seen this person in like how long? Like that's the worst part. I thought my phone line was disconnected. No, you don't have to get it. It's fine.
Alright.
That's never happened before during a podcast. I thought we didn't even have batteries in that thing.
But anyways, I think it was like a week ago today. I was just watching, going through my old Snapchat, through my camera roll and just, looking at the videos of us and stuff. And this one video in particular, like, made me cry. It's just, like, the thing that I value most out of that man is his laugh.
Laugh? Yeah.
Yeah. And, I sat in a bathroom upstairs for 2.5 hours crying just watching that video. Because, like, there's no communication, like, no pictures, and I just sat there and cried.
Yeah, I've done similar things recently.
Eventually, like, my mom wasn't home, so, like, I was angry that I was up there for 2.5 hours. My mom didn't come up and talk to me, but I didn't know she wasn't home.
Oh, okay.
So, when I'm talking about mom, I'm talking about my biological mom. She wasn't home, but, like, when she got home, she couldn't find me, and I could hear her downstairs, like, yelling and looking for me. I mean, it made me feel happy that she was looking for me,
right.
Obviously, but it didn't change the fact that I was still in a fucked up state of mind because of my partner wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah.
But, for me, like, in a relationship, any type of relationship, to me, communication is key.
Oh, 100%.
And I really haven't been getting that communication, and I just, like, right now, I feel like it's one-sided love. And it really hurts, because I've been with this person for almost 2 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's a real relationship, 2 years.
And like I said, I just hope, like, he realizes what he's doing to me, because like I said, I mean, I've been in relationships that, like, are no communication, kind of, and I've realized after those types of relationships, hey, that's not okay, you should be talking to me and stuff.
Yeah. But
when he does realize, I mean, like, by the time he realizes, I think it's gonna be too late. Like, I think, because like I said, I've had the 2.5 hour cry of, like, as if we broke up. And I feel like when he talks to me, it's just gonna be like, well, I'm moving on, you really missed your opportunity. But like I said, I'm not there yet. I'm the type of person, because like I said, I really do love him, and I'm the type of person that will wait.
Yeah, me too.
And like, when the time is right, I mean, he'll talk to me. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna talk to him, but like, yo, what the fuck was, the big ass pause for, like, I have some questions, some concerns, like, why weren't you talking to me? Was there something that you wanted to tell me, but you just couldn't tell me because of how bad it was?
What was there a time where you actually asked him that?
We have had, like, kind of distant conversations like this, but not recently, but I have in the past talked to him about, like, hey, why were we so distant and stuff? And it's like, well, I was over here for a month and you were in Idaho, and, we weren't really communicating with each other besides keeping our streaks. And, at that point, I was like, well, that's true. Well, fault on me for not, keeping up, and he was like, fault on me for, not talking to you as well. But at this point in time, I've been, like, saying good morning, I love you, how's your, like, and then, like, every snap, I'll be like, not every snap, but, like, his snaps are, like, from, like, 1 to 6 hours apart from each other.
Yeah.
And, like, in the middle of the day, I'll take another snap and be like, how's your day going? Like, I won't get any replies, anything like that.
Yeah, that's fucked.
And I honestly, like, what I want in a relationship is, like, I don't want sex. Like, I mean, sex, if it happens, it happens. What I'm really
Go ahead.
What I'm really looking for in a relationship is cuddling, watching movies, doing shit together. I mean, is that so much a man can ask for?
Yeah, like the the actual sex on the scale is so low for me. Like I don't care about that.
I don't either. Like
Yeah.
I just want to be there to care for someone and come up and be like, hey, I love you. You know, like I missed you all day. Like how was your day? Let's
Yeah.
talk. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, to hell with sex, to be honest.
Honestly.
You know, like, you know, I understand, like, you know, if you're like in that mood, you know, and stuff like that, you know, it happens. But other than it naturally happening, I don't really fucking care about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another thing, not to call out all girls, but like to girls that are out there. I feel like girls are like, you know, my boyfriend's disgusting because all he wants is sex, this, sex that. He wants to do this, and that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, maybe you should talk to him and tell him, hey, you know, we can't constantly do this, or like, hey, I don't want to do this. I just want, you know, us to hang out, watch movies, and cuddle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard to talk to someone. I mean, if you're scared of that person, you shouldn't be in that relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
But like I said, communication is key. If you don't communicate with them, how are they supposed to know? Like, I mean, I understand asking for sex over and over and over is like, okay, that's enough. You need to fucking stop.
Yeah. That's not a healthy thing.
No, it's not. But yeah, that's my take on that subject.
Yeah, it's complicated.
It is. And you know what they say, if it really is true love, you will do anything for that love.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, right now, I love this person with everything. Like if he needed me right now, like I would find the money, and I would get up there, get back to Idaho.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a strange thing, like with the pain from that, like it's like it takes all of the love that you can give and that you have, and it kind of just like tears it. You know what I mean? All right, so this has been an awesome episode.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was great.
It really was.
Yeah, the camera keeps overheating, so that's fucking stupid. I literally have the fucking light set up now, and my camera still overheats. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, subscribe, all that YouTuber, whatever. But yeah, the SoundCloud link is still at the bottom if you want to check that out. And yeah, that's it. Do you have anything else you want to?
I am also new to Pennsylvania. My name is Akiro. Like I said, I made friends with Marcus about a week ago.
Yeah, a week.
Yeah, we've been vibing, and I am grateful to be on one
Hell
of his
yeah.
podcasts.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Yeah, that's it. Peace.
Peace.
Take me home, it's the one place I can rest in peace. Turned off my phone, so many messages I wish I could just delete. Questioning my existence, questioning my